In the sacred relationship between man and woman, no one comes by chance. Every soul that enters your life is part of a divine plan for your growth, liberation, and love at its deepest level. Bhagavad Gita. When Babaji shines the light on the woman by your side. In the profound wisdom of enlightened beings, especially Mahavatar Babaji, the spouse is the key to your journey of personal transformation. Babaji taught, a wife is not just a companion, but the embodiment of your life's karma, a lesson you have chosen, a mirror you have to face, a teacher you have to respect. This is an invitation to reevaluate the whole meaning of marriage and the presence of a woman by your side. The woman by your side, a sacred piece of the cosmic plan. In the endless ocean of cause and effect and time, each soul swims in a separate stream, but never alone. Every encounter, every relationship is written in the silent language of destiny and karma. In it, the wife, the female soul companion, is not just a life partner, but an inseparable part of the divine operation that your soul has accepted before coming to earth. Babaji affirms, no wife comes to you by chance. Your soul has chosen her, not because of physical attraction, but because she is the key that opens doors within you that you yourself dare not enter. She is the light you fear to face, the darkness you need to embrace, the sacred song in the symphony of your consciousness. In every conflict, every disagreement, every seemingly small moment between the two of you, the universe is mysteriously and perfectly working out your spiritual awakening. The presence of your wife by your side is not just the result of good karma, it is also a soul-pact sign before you were born, beyond time, space, and earthly memories. You do not come to her because you want to, you come because your soul needs it. You think you choose someone to love, but it is the soul that has chosen that person so that you can learn to love truly, to learn to let go of your ego, to learn to open your heart between hurt and grace. Ramana Maharshi interpreted in the Advaita tradition. Karma and Duyan, how Babaji decodes love in the depth of the universe. Karma, the wife, is a reflection of the wounds of the soul. There is a profound saying in the Bhagavad Gita. Nothing happens outside the law of cause and effect. Every tear shed today is an echo from a past life. In the eyes of the wife, there may be an invisible resentment that reason cannot explain. She may have unintentionally hurt you, but deep inside, it is an invitation for you to face what you have sown in the past, with yourself in the form of another person. Babaji once uttered an enlightening truth. Love is not built of illusions, but of the rock of soul memory, sometimes buried deep, sometimes as clear as the midday sun. You may have abandoned her in a past life. You may have loved her in the wrong way, possessive, controlling, betrayal, or indifference. What you experience with her today is a panorama of karma, painted in the colors of pain and hope. You are not a victim, you are a pilgrim walking through the gate of karma to find yourself. So don't blame the other person when you feel tired, suffocated, or impatient. Remember, it is not the other person who hurts you, it is your karma rising up to be healed. Every conflict is an opportunity for you to look deeply into yourself, to wash away the scars of your soul, and to free yourself from the burden of the past. 2. Grace, the wife, is the sacred blessing of heaven and earth. If karma is the fire of refining, then grace is the light of support. When a soul has overcome many karmic cycles, the love between two people will transform from suffering to awakening, from conflict to unity, from control to freedom. At that time, the wife is no longer a simple lesson of karma, but becomes a spiritual companion, a mysterious Shakti, a powerful Dakini, a divine mother, a meditating nun in daily life. Her presence becomes a stream of grace that nourishes you, helping you remember your true nature. Shiva cannot be Shiva without Parvati. A man is truly awakened only when he surrenders and unites with the divine feminine energy within him, which is most clearly reflected in his wife. And at that moment, you no longer seek love, you become love. You no longer demand understanding, you become the still space for everything to be allowed to be. Grace is when you see the light of God in your partner's eyes, even when she is angry. Grace is when you fall to your knees, not because of failure, but because you realize that love is more sacred than anything else. It is a surrender of the ego to merge with the sacred, a total surrender to the flow of the universe. Cherish the woman beside you, because she is not just grace, not just karma, but a gateway to enlightenment and unconditional love, a gift from the universe to complete your soul journey. Marriage, not a destination, but a profound path to liberation. The ignorant think of marriage as a place to be comfortable. The awakened understand that marriage is a sacred place where the ego is broken and the soul is reborn. Mahavatar Babaji. In the enlightened eyes of the masters, marriage is a form of yoga, a secret spiritual path where each person is given a rare opportunity to see all his or her own darkness and light through the truest mirror, the spouse. Marriage, a form of yoga that goes beyond kriya. Marriage, if lived with awareness, is a living yoga that goes beyond the practices. In the act of unconditional care, you are practicing pure karma yoga. In every conflict, deep contemplation is needed, that is jnana yoga in real life. When you love unconditionally in the midst of imperfections, you are entering the sublime bhakti yoga. And when you learn to be silent, to listen, to accept without judgment, you are fully living in the Raja Yoga of inner stillness. Marriage becomes a living sadhana, where you practice spirituality not through mere theory, but with every breath, every word, every look with your partner every day. It is a spiritual laboratory that the universe has given you. Challenges are not failures, but opportunities for transformation. Ramana Maharshi, the master of Advaita Vedanta philosophy, once taught, "No one can liberate you but yourself. But your wife, if you know how to look, can become a sacred mirror reflecting the path to liberation." We often mistakenly think that a good relationship is one without conflict. But the truth is, conflict is where karma emerges, a moment when you can meditate in the midst of life. Every challenge in your marriage is not a sign of failure, but a call from your soul, urging you to rise to new heights. When she blames you, that is the time to practice meditation on tolerance and understanding. When she is silent, that is the time to practice meditation on non-judgmental listening with your whole heart. When she is suffering, that is when you practice compassion meditation and heal your own inner wounds, because the pain of others is also a part of you. Do not retreat from conflict. Enter it courageously with conscious presence, like a warrior of light facing your own darkness. Babaji once asserted a challenging truth. If you cannot maintain peace in the face of a woman who is hurting, then you have not truly found your true meditation. Love in marriage, a sacred form of prema. In Mahavatar Babaji's meditation system, there is a very high level called prema dhyana, meditation on unconditional love. It is not fleeting romantic love, not lust or temporary emotional fluctuations, but pure love like Krishna for Radha, like Buddha looking at people with his pure eyes. This is a love that does not cling, does not possess, but simply is and gives. Marriage does not need external perfection. Marriage needs complete presence from the depths of the soul. Not trying to say the right things, but listening from a place of no self. Not controlling, but letting go in absolute trust in the sacred laws of heaven and earth. Not enduring, but transforming each anger into a stream of compassion. Then every day in marriage is a deep meditation. Every morning when you wake up is a sacred ceremony. Every handshake is not just an intimate gesture, but a sacred vow between two souls before the witness of the entire universe. Don't search for a way out, find a way through. There will be times when you will be tired, doubtful, and want to give up. There are times when you wonder, did I choose the wrong person? But the real question you need to ask is, did I choose the wrong person, or have I not truly chosen the path of awakening within this relationship? Babaji pointed out, it is not marriage that creates suffering. It is your ego, your expectations, and your refusal to grow within you that are the real causes. The ultimate truth, she is not your wife, she is you. Love is not possession. Love is the understanding that there is no one outside of you. Ramana Maharshi. To the enlightened eye, the truth is reversed. Your wife is not the other, she is a mirror of the unrecognized part of yourself. She is you, in your feminine form, the expression of Shakti, the vital energy, the intuitive, emotional, sacred and chaotic part that you are given to learn to understand, embrace, and become one with. Your wife is not there to serve you, she is there to awaken you. True marriage is not about satisfying personal desires or seeking social security. It is a powerful collision between two souls that sharpens, and disintegrates the ego. When she is upset, blaming, or crying silently, know that the divine is using her form to speak to you. Are you really listening? Do you see yourself in her angry eyes or tears? Each of her reactions is a message from the universe, an opportunity for you to look deep within. When you embrace her pain, you are embracing the abandoned child inside you. She will reveal everything you have tried to hide, the feeling of being unloved, the childhood wounds, the deep longing for recognition. Every time she triggers you with words or actions, it is not a personal attack, but a door into the forgotten darkness within you. And it is there, when you do not react with your old self, do not blame, but instead quietly be present, loving without conditions, that the sacred gate opens. You will no longer be a victim of circumstances, but become the master of your inner self, transforming pain into power. Love is not a dialogue between two egos, it is a melting into a shared existence. In a higher state of awareness, you no longer look at her through the narrow eyes of your mind or your personal prejudices. You no longer want anything from her, you do not set any expectations. Instead, you witness life dancing through her in every moment. You no longer try to change her. You become a vast space for her to be herself, and that is true love, liberating love. Marriage is the shortest path to enlightenment if you dare to look into yourself. If you see marriage as a place for self-fulfillment, you will experience suffering and disappointment. But if you see marriage as a sacred path to merging with the divine within you, you will awaken deeply and completely. Meditate with her, not only in silence but in every interaction you have with her. Listen to her as you would your soul, without judgment, without interruption. Embrace her not only with your arms but with your heart, as you would embrace the Creator who is incarnated in the human form you love. Because when you love her in the right way, with a conscious and egoless mind, you are loving God Himself in her. And then, you will realize that there are not two people, there is only one. There is no husband, there is no wife, there is only one consciousness looking at itself in different forms. Nisargadatta Maharaj. 7 Sacred Lessons from a Wife. A woman's nature is a mirror of her true self. Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharshi. Here are 7 sacred lessons that a wife, in form, spirit, and energy, can offer a man on the path of awakening. 1. She is the mirror lesson, your perfect reflection. A wife does not create suffering, she only reflects what you have not yet seen in yourself. When you see her angry, critical, indifferent, or cold, do not just look at her. Look into your heart. She is a sacred mirror, showing you the dark corners that are waiting to be healed. When you learn to love yourself unconditionally, you will see that light reflected back through her eyes, because you cannot give what you do not have. 2. She is a lesson of the sacred feminine, guiding the heart. The wife carries within her the source of the feminine, gentle, deep, and unconditionally loving, if you are sensitive enough to recognize it. In the world of reason, she reminds you that the heart is your home, and you cannot become a complete man unless you learn to listen, accept, and surrender to the beauty of the gentleness, intuition, and compassion that feminine energy brings. 3. She is a lesson of the karmic mirror, a deep soul covenant. You did not meet her by chance. Out of millions of souls, your soul chose her from the invisible realm, to learn, to pay, to release. Her presence may hurt you, but it is not a punishment, it is an opportunity to release karma. Every tear shed in love is a drop of water that washes away the layers of old karma that you both have carried from previous lives, moving closer to spiritual freedom. 4. She is a lesson in presence, the art of true listening. No one teaches you about presence as deeply as your wife. When you are with her and your mind is lost in your phone, work, or your own illusions, she immediately feels your absence. She does not want lavish gifts or flowery words, she needs your complete presence, where your soul touches hers in sacred silence and understanding. 5. She is a lesson in transformation, Goddess Shakti awakens Shiva in you. When you love a wife properly, with respect, empathy, and protection, you love more than just a person. You are in love with God in the form of a woman. She carries the energy of Shakti, the force of creation and life. If you receive her as a guru in the form of a woman, you will awaken the Shiva within you, that is, the sleeping divinity within you will be revived, leading you to enlightenment and inner power. 6. She is a lesson in letting go of ego, the key to unlocking the door to the true self. When conflict arises, you have two paths: protect your ego at all costs, or protect your love. Your wife will often create situations that challenge your ego, not to hurt you, but to help you learn to let go of the concept of I am right, to let go of control and the desire to manipulate. From there, you will become free, beyond the limitations of the ego. 7. She is a lesson in unconditional love, the bridge to God. When you learn to love her without demanding anything from her, you open the door to the divine. Because the unconditional love you have for your wife is the love you are learning to turn to God, to the universe. And a man who loves his wife with an awakened heart is practicing the worship of God in the female form, the ultimate union of the earthly and the divine. Conclusion. Your wife is the greatest teacher you will ever have. But you will not realize it if you only see her as my wife. When you are humble enough to learn from her, mature enough to rise above your petty emotions, you will realize she is not someone you need to control, but someone you need to listen to, as if listening to God whispering in your heart. Namaste.